Have you ever wondered who you really are beyond your thoughts and emotions? This question, seemingly simple yet profoundly complex, has intrigued humanity for millennia. Now, with the aid of modern neuroscience, we are beginning to unravel this intricate puzzle called self. Imagine for a moment a jazz band in full swing. The saxophone wails, the drums beat rhythmically, and the piano keys dance under skilled fingers. But look closer, there's no conductor guiding this symphony of sound. Each musician, each instrument, interacts and responds to the others, creating a mesmerizing melody that's spontaneous and ever-changing. This, my friends, is akin to the workings of our brain. Neuroscientists, through their meticulous studies, have found no singular self in the brain, no conductor orchestrating our thoughts and emotions. Instead, they have discovered a fascinating void, a silent space where consciousness emerges. This void is not an abyss of nothingness, but a vibrant stage where thoughts and emotions arise, perform their dance and dissolve, much like the notes of a jazz improvisation. Each thought, each emotion is not a steadfast part of us, but transient visitors, contributing to the symphony of our consciousness. They are not us, and we are not them. The self that we perceive, the self that we identify with, is not a static entity residing in some hidden corner of our brain. It's an ever-changing, fluid phenomenon, a ceaseless interplay of thoughts and emotions, a jazz improvisation with no conductor, just interactions. Our identity, our sense of self, is not found in these fleeting thoughts and emotions. It lies deeper in the silent witness observing this dance, in the universal awareness that transcends our individuality. This awareness is the essence of our being, the eternal observer, the silent presence that is constant, unchanging, and timeless. So who are we really? The answer may not be as concrete as we'd like. For the self we perceive is merely a void where thoughts and emotions arise and dissolve. But in this seeming uncertainty lies the profound truth of our existence. Our minds are often filled with a constant narration and critique, but who is the silent observer of these thoughts? Imagine a bustling market filled with vendors shouting about their wares. This is much like our inner commentator. It's a narrator, a critic, a hype machine, constantly reviewing, planning, and assessing. It's the voice that tells us we're late, we're not good enough, we should have done this or that. This inner commentator is a product of our conditioning, our past experiences, our upbringing, our culture. It's an incessant chatterer, a master of distraction, pulling our attention away from the present moment. But amid the clamour of the market, there's someone else, a quiet observer, silently watching the scene unfold. This is the observer. Unlike the inner commentator, the observer does not judge or narrate. It simply witnesses. It's the quiet awareness behind our thoughts and emotions. It's the silent watcher of the inner commentator's drama, yet it remains detached, unperturbed. The observer doesn't get caught up in the story, it just watches without judgment, without commentary. This observer, this silent witness, is a universal awareness not bound by time or conditioning. It's not dependent on our past, our experiences, or our cultural background. It's a timeless presence, always there, quietly watching, patiently waiting for us to notice it. While the inner commentator is a product of our unique experiences and conditioning, the observer is the same in all of us. It transcends individuality. It's the same awareness that watches the sunset, feels the wind on the skin, hears the sound of the waves. It's the same awareness in you, in me, in everyone. It's a universal consciousness, a shared witness to the unfolding drama of life. So how do we shift our focus from the noise of the inner commentator to the calm presence of the observer? It starts with awareness. By becoming aware of the inner commentator's chatter, we can start to disentangle ourselves from it. We can begin to recognize it for what it is, just noise, just thoughts. And in doing so, we make space for the observer to emerge, to gently guide us back to the present moment, back to the silent witness within. While the inner commentator is the product of conditioning, the observer is a timeless presence that simply witnesses. What if we told you that the same awareness that exists in you exists in all beings? Indeed, there is a fascinating concept at the heart of consciousness: universal awareness. It suggests that the consciousness within us is not solely our own, but is a shared, omnipresent awareness. This awareness is not confined by the boundaries of individuality, nor is it limited by time or space. It is a profound realization that whispers of interconnectedness, echoing the essence of existence itself. This universal awareness is not a mere philosophical concept, but a tangible experience. It's like a vast, silent ocean where individual thoughts and emotions are like waves, rising and falling, yet never separate from the ocean itself. And in this ocean there is no need for a central self, for the awareness is the self. It's a shift in perception, a shift from the illusion of separateness to the reality of unity. This universal awareness is the observer, a silent witness beyond individuality. What if the observer is not bound by time or conditioning? Imagine a consciousness that is not confined by the past, nor anxious about the future, a consciousness that simply is. This is the observer, a constant aspect of existence. It is not shaped by our experiences, our beliefs, or our fears. It is not influenced by our history or our expectations for what is yet to come. It simply observes, without judgment, without bias, without influence. The observer is a timeless presence. It is not touched by the changing seasons of our lives, nor swayed by the ebb and flow of our emotions. It is a steady, unchanging point of reference amid the constant flux of our existence. Our thoughts, our feelings, our experiences, they come and go like waves on the surface of the ocean. But the observer, it is the ocean itself, deep, vast, and unchanging. The observer is timeless, unchanging, and constantly present. The concept of the observer is not new. It echoes in both Upanishads and Stoic philosophy. Let's delve into these philosophical parallels and how they resonate with our understanding of the observer. In the Upanishads, ancient Indian texts that form the bedrock of Hindu philosophy, there's a profound concept of a silent witness, the Sakshi. The Sakshi is the unstirring awareness within us that quietly observes our thoughts, emotions, and actions without being entangled in them. This detached observer, the Sakshi, is not bound by the tumultuous waves of our minds, but rather sits in the tranquil depths of our consciousness. Does this sound familiar? Yes. The Sakshi from the Upanishads is akin to the observer we've been discussing. Both represent a silent, timeless awareness that transcends the whims of our minds. Now let's turn to the Stoics of ancient Greece and Rome. Stoic philosophy encourages us to remain equanimous in the face of life's ups and downs, to observe our emotions and experiences without being swept away by them. The Stoics understood that we cannot control external events, but we can control our reactions to them. They urged us to be like an observer, watching the unfolding of life with calm detachment. Again, we see the same idea reflected here. The Stoic ideal of observing life without being swayed by emotions is a mirror to our concept of the observer. Both remind us of the power of detached observation, of watching the play of life without losing ourselves in the drama. So what we see here is that the concept of the observer is not an isolated idea, but a thread woven through the fabric of human understanding, transcending cultural and temporal boundaries. It's a timeless truth, recognized and echoed in diverse philosophies. Both the Upanishads and Stoic philosophy speak of an eternal witness, a silent observer. This universal observer is our true nature, the stillness amidst the chaos, the silence amidst the noise. By connecting with this observer within, we can unlock the deepest truth of our consciousness. How can we shift our focus from the mental noise to the calm presence of the observer? This question brings us to the heart of the practice of presence. The key lies in cultivating the observer, that silent witness within us all. One of the most effective ways to cultivate the observer is through the practice of meditation. When we meditate, we create a space for the observer to emerge, free from the clamour of the inner commentator. We find a quiet place within where thoughts and emotions arise and dissolve, unattached. We begin to recognize the void not as an emptiness, but as a fertile ground for creation, a source of all experiences. Mindfulness, too, is a powerful tool for honing the observer. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and engaged with whatever we're doing at the moment, free from distraction or judgment, and aware of our thoughts and actions without getting caught up in them. By practicing mindfulness, we can begin to observe our thoughts, emotions, and actions with detachment, allowing us to see them as they truly are, not as we think they should be. As we cultivate the observer, we may find that our experience of life deepens. We begin to see the world not through the lens of our conditioning, but as it truly is, a constant flux of experiences arising and dissolving in the void of consciousness. We see that we are not separate from the world, but an integral part of it. This realization can lead to a profound sense of peace, clarity, and authenticity. But cultivating the observer is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process, a journey of self-discovery and growth. It requires patience, practice, and above all, presence. The more we practice, the more we tune into the observer, the more we unlock the deepest truth of consciousness. By tuning into the observer, we can experience life with greater clarity, peace, and authenticity. So let us embark on this journey of presence, tuning into the observer and awakening to the boundless potential within the void.